Today in San Jose at the U.S. Embassy, about 140 Americans gathered for the No Kings rally, the same rally that happened in more than 2,000 places today, all over the USA and other countries as well, I guess. Welcome back to the channel. This is Charmel Roussel living in Grecia, sharing information about moving to Costa Rica, retiring in Costa Rica, and living in Costa Rica. So, approximately 140 Americans attended the No Kings rally, and there were some Ticos who joined the Gringos. So, there were signs and chants in Spanish and English, and it was all peaceful for about 2.5 hours. And there was a lot of honking support from the Ticos, the Costa Ricans who were driving by. And people were waving U.S. flags, and people were banging drums and playing other musical instruments. And some of the more popular chants were hey, hey, ho, ho, Donald Trump has got to go, or hey, hey, ho, ho, Taco Don has got to go, and some things like that. There were plenty of signs that had the Nazi symbol with a X through it, and lots of signs that were against fascism and dictatorships and authoritarianism, and signs that were in support of due process and American rights and freedoms. And for many of the people who were there today, it was their first rally. For some of them, they've been to many rallies, but it was good to see so many Ticos joining the Gringos in solidarity with people in the United States and around the world to support a just and fair democracy. And people have different reasons for attending these rallies. I think some people were there because as children, when they learned to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, they took it seriously, the part about liberty and freedom and justice for all. They took that seriously. They also take the Constitution seriously, and they take due process seriously. And I think a lot of them, since I saw so many anti Nazi messages, I think that some of these people, if they're not old enough to remember Nazi Germany, they certainly learned in school about how Germany was different in the 1930s than it was in the 1940s, how quickly authoritarianism took over between the 1930s and the 1940s, how quickly people's freedoms can be lost, and how quickly democracy can be lost. So I think a lot of people feel like those are lessons that we want to continue for future generations. So a lot of people were there out of patriotism. A lot of people were there because of moral and ethical values about loving neighbors and protecting the rights and resisting oppression. And some people even expressed that they were there for religious reasons. Certainly, the Old Testament uh, warns people about the evils of oppressive kings. Some people see it that way. And then, of course, in the New Testament, Jesus Christ emphasizes loving our neighbors and loving every one. And that's something that a lot of Christians think that Christian principle goes along with taking care of marginalized populations. So those are some of the reasons that I think people were there today. I'm just basing that perspective on the signs that I saw and the things that I heard people say. So Certainly, there were much larger rallies around the United States and around the world, but for 140 Americans uh, to show up at the uh, embassy, the U.S. embassy in Costa Rica, that was really a good turnout. And not all of those people are residents here. Some of those people just happened to be visiting here on vacation, and they heard about the No Kings rally, and so they took time out of their vacation schedule to come to the No Kings rally. All of the television stations and newspapers were there with cameras. So I guess there will be a lot of publicity about what happened in San Jose today. So that's just a little bit of information about living in Costa Rica. If you're thinking about moving to Costa Rica or retiring in Costa Rica, you may have wondered what happened today in Costa Rica in relation to the No Kings rally. So if you have additional information or alternative information, please add it in the comment section. Pura vida. Ciao.